Hey, coming people. I know everybody's going to be hating on me because I'm laughing at this. This is a Fort Worth cop that's pissed off at some bikers, so he decides to pepper spray them. So this video kind of shows as they're driving by, he gets out. You can see his pepper spray in his hand there. He's ready to pepper spray. He looks a little irritated. And as we go out here, you're going to see the pepper spray kind of just a little bit. I think they slow it down zooming in, but you can see he's pepper spraying there. And evidently he's on administrative leave right now. I think they slow it down here and show it again. Sorry, so he's coming up here. Guy's getting out of the car. Again, notice the authoritarian look. Don't mess with me. I'm a police officer. It zooms in on his hand. Great footage, by the way, whoever took this. Still zooming in. Goes around. Shows him intentionally kind of coming up. And giving a big burst of spray there in front of the motorcycles on the road. Pretty damaging footage. I know most people are going to expect me to take the cop side, and I'll play cop here for a minute. Well, the officer felt in fear of his life, and he wanted to make sure to have a good path so he could approach the car that he was pulling over without getting hit, and the motorcycles were crowding him, and he felt his life was in danger. Bullshit. This cop screwed up. I can't defend him. Look, remember the definition of deadly force. That force which is likely to cause serious bodily injury and or death. You cannot use spike strips on motorcycles because if you blow out a tire on a motorcycle, it's likely to cause them to wreck and they will kill themselves. So using a spike strip on a motorcycle is considered deadly force. Setting up a roadblock for a speeding car to run into to where he has to go off the road and go off a cliff or ram into your cars and blow himself up is considered deadly force, just like they did on the Lavoie killing. That's considered deadly force. Deadly force has to be authorized. This guy using pepper spray on drivers driving by, and if you hit them in the face, it is reasonable that the person could wreck, have a crash, and could receive serious bodily injury and or death. Therefore, this tear gas fits the legal definition of deadly force. Do you think this officer was authorized to use deadly force to these motorcycles? Of course, we don't have all the facts. I'm only commenting on what I know. He supposedly pulled over this red car, which is a chase car. A lot of times when you go on big motorcycle rides, you'll have a car that kind of runs interference maybe, or he'll stop people from blocking in. He keeps a safe distance. If a motorcycle breaks down, he can transport the motorcycle. He has water. If there's an accident, he's got a vehicle to help people on motorcycles in a big rally. So from what I'm hearing, this red car was with this car. This cop pulled him over. He's obviously pissed, irritated, or upset with these motorcycles. So he's going to get a little street side justice and squirt some mace. And he's on, relieved of duty right now, pending the investigation and the internal affairs. Now, I think he's probably going to get fired. I don't know if he should get fired. I know everybody's be like, hey, he should be hung by a tree and killed and beat. Look, I don't think anybody should be judged by their worst thing that they've ever done. All right, this guy's been a cop for 6 years. He lost his temper. He got a little pissy. I'm sure in his mind, I'll squirt a little thing out here. I'll show these guys. It'll burn their eyes a little bit. He wasn't trying to kill anybody. He wasn't intentionally trying to hurt anybody. But again, the law is, should a reasonable person have known that squirting somebody on a motorcycle with mace would likely cause them to wreck, and therefore if you wreck on a motorcycle at high speeds on a highway with multiple cars and multiple motorcycles, is it reasonable and foreseeable to get into negligence that somebody could be seriously injured and or killed? And in the eyes of the law, I think this is classic deadly force. It wasn't authorized. I don't think he was meaning to kill anybody. Could the DA charge him Absolutely, I think he could be charged. He could be charged with assault under the color of authority. He could be charged with using force that was not justified or necessary. I don't know what his defense is going to be. He's probably going to get fired. If these guys on the motorcycles get together and get an attorney, I'm sure they could do a class action suit on the Fort Worth Police Department and get money. They're going to settle and pay because the cops' actions was not within policy and was not authorized and was under the cover of a government authority. So, could they sue? Absolutely. Would they win? I think they would win. I think it'd be an easy win. But the problem is the PD would pay, but it's just taxpayers' dollars because there's no punitive damage. Until police departments and administrators and sergeants on duty and police chiefs and other people have to pay out of their own pocket, nobody really cares about policy. I mean, that's the big secret. Oh, no, we care about public safety, and, you know, our main goal is to keep the public safe, and our department's professional, and we have rules, and we don't tolerate, and we do background. Look, man, nobody cares because at the end of the day, you know what? You're going to get a little bad press. You're going to get some heat. You're going to be able to pass judgment. I mean, the chief's going to be able to say, I didn't know he did that. He's fired. The sergeant's going to say, oh, man, if he'd have done that in front of me, I'd have fired him too. And everybody will get on the company line and make this guy look like the worst guy in the world. And for some reason, this cop thought this was okay and that he could do this and that there would be no consequences. And fortunately, one of the guys had a camera on his helmet and they got it. And you know what? It'll play out. But clear case of unauthorized use of force. I think it's deadly force because it's foreseeable that one of these guys could have been seriously injured and or killed had they been squirted in the eyes and wrecked. What'll happen, I guess it'll turn out, but I thought it was kind of funny when I saw it because, you know, again, I don't think the cop was trying to kill anybody. The guy lost his temper. Cops are human. He shouldn't have done it. He was probably thinking, oh, I'll just make them cough. I'll irritate their eyes a little bit. I'll show these guys. And it was a bad move. It was a bad decision. It was the heat of the moment. He shouldn't have. He's wrong. But should he lose his job, go to jail, and be barred as the meanest guy in the world? It's not like he's out there robbing banks and shooting people and killing people and kidnapping people. Granted, he's a cop. He should know better. Everybody wants to hold cops to these perfect standards, and cops are people. Okay? And I believe that government should be held with checks and balances, and there needs to be some accountability. But I'm not sure that cities using taxpayer money to pay out to people that sue because of government employees' actions is the right answer, because I'm not sure people learn from that. All right, so make your own decision, and we'll end that there.